My name is Taylor Free, and I am a second-year photography student at Moore Bay High School. This year, I am in a hybrid online class that allows me to manage my own time. Photography is a way for me to express my creativity with my friends, family, and school. I love to use photography to express my love for the ocean and the beach. I love when people recognize my work because it makes me feel happy. I even have won a few awards with my work. I'd like to take you through my 2014 and 15 photographic journey. First, I started by making my muse. A muse is created or being is a creature or being that inspires people in a creative way. The Greeks refer to 9 muses in their literature. My muse looks like this. For my muse, I took 3 layers in Photoshop to make. I used the background layer of a wave with me surfing as the second layer and a donut as a surfboard. This represents me because I love to surf and I love eating donuts. The next section we did was magic hour. These are my magic hour shots. Magic hour is the time of day when the sunlight is brilliant and the shadows are long. It happens at either sunrise or sunset. For this, I used a tripod and TV settings to have a long shutter speed because you can use your shutter priority. I went to the downtown Cayucos at sunrise and shot beautiful pictures of the sunrise and the downtown Cayucos lights. I used a tripod to steady my camera while I was taking these photos because I didn't want anything to get blurred. For the next section, I did street photography. These are my street photography shots. Some tips for shooting a great street portrait is take candid pictures of people when they don't expect it. For this, I used portrait mode to take pictures because I wanted to capture their face in a still, bright manner. For this, what I thought about what the people were thinking in their life while they're walking. If they're having a good day or a bad day, or if they're just enjoying the nice downtown views of Cayucos like I do every day. For the next section, I did painting with light experiments. These are my light painting experiments. Some tips for shooting great light portraits are using lots of lights to create abstract colors in the sky. I used a tripod to steady my camera. I used an aperture of at least 5 seconds to let in a lot of light. And what I wanted to do for my goals is just show pictures of my brother and his friend, sharing the lights in between them and making cool drawings. And I believe I captured that goal. The next set of photos I took was motion sequence. These are my motion sequence pictures. Some tips that I used for motion sequence is shooting in sports mode. I did it so I could get a sequence of my brother doing a trick on a half pipe at Cayucos Skate Park. I used the layers in photography of a background layer of the ramp and then took each picture from one and cropped out my brother and lined it up perfectly to how the sequence came out to show the tricks that he was doing in the manner. And then I used fast shutter speed and I took lots of shots, at least 9 shots to get the correct, or 5 shots to get the correct amount of photos. Next was my cardboard cutout. For my cardboard cutout, I used the slogan, focus on focusing, because in photo, you have to focus on focusing your camera to get a good clear shot. This also works because you have to focus on your schoolwork to get a good grade in this class, like I am doing right now. To make my cutout, I measured myself, my length and height and width, and then I did 8x10 cutout pictures of all of me to cut out and get the right dimensions to create a cardboard me, which kind of was freaky when I was driving to school because I was sitting in my passenger seat. Alright. The next section in our photography class was the photo album. For me, I did a photo album of when my aunt from New York came, then we went on a sushi dinner. To make this photo album, I went on Shutterfly and uploaded all the pics and put cool, funny captions in to make this book a lively one. For me, I uploaded it, then I shared the link with my teacher so she could see it and enjoy the dinner like I did. The next was a panorama. For panorama, the best thing to do is get a cool background and then use a tripod. Once you use the tripod, you take 9 pictures across and 3 up and down to get a wide range of photography. When you get to Photoshop to edit them together, the best thing to do is batch process your photos so you can crop all the photos at the same dimension so they all look even. The thing that I thought about to accomplish how they went together is like make sure I catch everything so I can have a really round panorama and not like a boring like skinny flat one. And I think I did a good job. The next thing I shot was the product light. For my product light shots, I like to use a lot of light so I don't get any shadows, and I used a white background so they came out good. For me, I did creative angles by shooting with a bird's eye view and a worm's eye view and a flat eye view just to like get like different ranges of things. For my products, I used one of my Converse shoes because I love to wear Converse. They're my favorite pair of shoes and they're comfortable. And my car keys because I can't do anything without my car because it allows me to go surfing or skating or get to school. And it helps out a lot. I feel like this was a great way of, the way I shot my photos was great and exempling like how like it would be good to use for like an ad campaign, almost like Converse and keys. Walk and drive where you want to go. The next section was the critter shoot. This was one of my favorite sections because we used a macro lens to take really cool pictures of frogs and snakes. Some tips are when you shoot with a macro lens is you have to use a tripod to get like the photos really zoomed in and like still, because you can't have any blurs because it gets super close. I used opened a lot of light from my aperture and a fast shutter speed to click the photos really fast and get them to good. And yeah, it was just great, and I loved taking pictures of all the frogs and snakes, and I feel like these photos came out the best out of any of them. The next was my community art show, and this was a hard one because I had to find a good place to display my photos so people could see my work. The place that I decided to use was my mom's school. Because it was a good place, there would be a lot of students there to see the work, and it had open spaces and was meant for pretty much an art show. So what I did, I printed all my photos 8x10 and then I matted them on 11x13 mats. I arranged the photos by color and size. I did the 2 like greenish color ones on top with a middle like in between, while I did sunset oranges on the bottom. I feel like it looked really good, and a lot of people gave me positive feedback, which made me feel great about my work. The next section we did was surrealism. Photographic surrealism is like the movement in art and literature that sought release of the creative potential of the unconscious mind. For example, they did irrational juxtaposition of images. David Hockney is a photographic surrealist, and he kind of pioneered the photographic side of it after the artist side have done it, and his photos came out great. They had a lot of cool pictures, and I just really liked that a lot. For mine, I used a picture of my mom and my dad standing next to each other with my dog's face cropped onto them, so they're like human dogs, which isn't real, but you might have a dream like that, an unconscious mind make you imagine that. The next I did my Andy Warhol, and these are I took a picture of my friend Shay, and I cropped her and made a 9-picture thing of multicolored pictures of her, real neon, in my face, poppy, a commercial did, Andy Warhol did with his commercials, and really in your face art. And then I also did the next was a scavenger hunt, and I did this by taking my view of the Rock. I went down to the Rock and took pictures in the passenger seat of a car because I'm usually experiencing from the driving. And I feel like these images are powerful because I never got to shoot from the point of view that I use for this, and I really like it. Alright. I've been to several art shows this year, created portfolios, resumes, won awards, and have run a portrait studio. Yeah. This is awesome, and I was so happy that I took this class and became a fabulous photographer. This is the end, and thanks for watching.